Welcome back. So we are jumping straight to our war with the Greyjoys. My main goal in this episode is to unite the Seven Kingdoms, first by House Greyjoy. After that we will press our claims on the Vale, and at last we will conquer Dorne. For this I create a new rally point which is closer to the islands, and I'm calling Dorne to join us. I admit that dragons are a bit overpowered in this submod, although that makes sense since they are dragons. Then we get our first pregnancy for this episode. Jaehaerys gets found as a bastard and he's no longer our heir, but I knew this would happen, so it's fine. For some reason, Jaehaerys gets the name Pike instead of Waters. I guess it's a bug because he is fighting in this war. The battle itself goes fine for us. We lose a Kingsguard and Cregan Stark also dies, which means since Rickon is only 4, he won't be able to join any factions for a while. Siege is also going well, despite the fact that we don't have any siege weapons. Dragons compensate for that. This is related to our negative trait, the Comfort Eater. We had the best negative traits. Comfort Eater and Irritable are the best for stress management after having a pet, but we will lose it. And we have another son here. At least he inherited something. So the war is almost over and I realized that we need more prestige. So I will just organize a hunt that will give us some artifacts and also prestige. And now the whale will be the next. I tried this release your anger interaction and maybe we will lose some stress, but we get our ass beaten by Jane. Anyway, we have a successful hunt. Then Joffrey is also revealed to be a bastard, which works for us. I think this decision is from the submod Legacy of the Dragon. And it is how we find our brother's crown. And it's a shitty crown, so we sell it. And we use the money to host a feast, to lower our stress and also raise our prestige again. And now we will use our claims to declare war on Vale. I plan to just rush for the Eyrie, which is the seat of House Arryn. And because of how dragons work in this submod, it's a fairly fast process again. And we also get a nice artifact out of this specific battle. Then I pick the trait Just for Viserys. And Viserys also becomes our heir because Viserys also gets disinherited. Then we get another daughter. I also decide to give a title to Adam, who's married to Jaehaera. And we join a hunt while we wait out the war and the sieges. Until this happens, and yes, I kinda forgot about the stepstones. So yeah, we have the bloodstone there, which I will ignore, at least for now, because this wasn't really in the plan. So anyway, we hold court and deal with our kingdom instead, meaning I give the stepstones to some rando. Since there is a war in Plague, we isolate the capital and then we get a new spy master. Then we arrange a marriage between our children. This is how I plan to breed the Herculean trait to our male line for the long term. I also marry Lucerys to Velaryons because I would like to keep House Velaryon around. And we get pregnant again. We make some money out of the prisoners that we captured. And then we win the siege and the war. And now we are going to land Jaehaerys in Vale. I'm going to experiment with another submod and get a Warden contract to see if we will have any issues with claims as Viserys. I haven't disbanded the army yet since we will also deal with the Stepstones pirates now. We will join another hunt while we wait for that, and we will also ransom some prisoners to make money. And another daughter for us. And we make a match for her. And we also sell this junk. Then we start our own hunt and our soldiers arrive at the islands. Well, we get a quick win here. Then we continue with our hunt. Then we get our first granddaughter. Then it's a short period of peace where we deal with plagues that got worse because of all the wars while playing chess with our son Lucerys. Then while we are at another hunt, we get the news of our son Jacaerys creating a cadet branch of House Targaryen. Their house is now called House Moonfire, and he has a daughter with Bella. Since he's an independent ruler, they named her Rhaenyra, which is sad, at least for this universe. Just before we host another hunt, we give birth to another daughter, and it's a successful hunt. Now we will declare a war on Dorne and install Joffrey there instead. We will use the stepstones as a rally point since it's closer, and start our war from here. We will just siege Sunspare. We let Viserys have Dragonstone. Now I kind of forgot about our house swords, so I will demand them back. We will also call our Warden Lady Floris to our aid. Our counselor dies and we have to pick a new counselor, but first I will assign Viserys as our new master of coin. We will also revoke this title since we can hold more titles now, and we will also create a new duchy. Jacaerys has a new heir and a new grandson for us, so we make a match for him. And while the war is going on, we try influencing our kids' traits, and we are successful. Then one of them brings us an artifact. Then I realized we haven't raised all of our levies, so I tried to meet the Dornish army in Stormlands, which wasn't necessary because we won anyways. So we enforce our demands and finish the war. And we unlock our first learning perk. We go on another hunt, and I consider whether we should travel dangerously, so we can say bye to Rhaenyra and play as Viserys instead. So this is how you can do this. You can pick a distance location, such as the Starry Step for us. Then we will fire our Caravan Master. Then we will pick this ridiculous traveling route, and you will be able to skip to your heir in no time. And you can see the skull on top of our screen now. Except this is when I notice both Lucerys and Viserys are holding swords. So this is how I find out that they're in a war against each other. So I will try to live longer as Rhaenyra now. So we use some renown to end this war, just in case we die now and play as Viserys. So we return home, and thankfully it doesn't take long for us to heal. And I'm kinda mad now, so he will do the marriage that I demand. And he doesn't really follow on this temple tantrum either, but apparently he feels guilty. Then we get a liberty war. As you can see, this will be an easy war. And we will just start with Dorne again, since Martells have a weaker seat than Lannisters. And this is pretty nice. Thank you, Adam. And this is kind of funny that House Uller is on our side. You know, the Dornish house that killed the original Rhaenys. And our last brother, Daron, dies from a botched treatment. Then we get a notification that Maelor can marry now, so that's fine. Then there is Lucerys, who didn't join the fate, but marries instead. And well, everyone is kinda dying, and we also get the pokes. Well, you should subscribe for more.